Hi, Jacob here with a Halloween decoration that's still up in my house. Just letting everyone know, if you're listening to the audio podcast, disregard, you're totally fine. Might be a little bit different, but next week when we're back to our regular recording place, it's going to sound basically perfect. But to people who are watching the video podcast, I changed a setting in the video recording about 2 minutes in that made all of the video worthless to me. The only video I have is of each camera individually, and I did not leave myself enough time to be able to edit something like that. So next week will be brand new equipment, brand new settings, brand new everything. We're going to be great next week, but this week we're going to enjoy another hand-drawn picture by me, or maybe my wife. I might force her to draw something back there. But thank you for staying with us. We'll be back to our regular scheduled greatness next week.
You're listening to the Can't Sit Still podcast, where today's news stories are made as funny and informative as possible. Now here's your host, JJ.
Hey, thanks, omnipotent voice. This is JJ, and joining me today, as always, my co-host, Delavan.
Hey, I'm here.
He's here.
If you could tell, there's someone that's not.
You pointed to me on my screen, which is the one we'll be using. So.
Two screens over then.
Nope, it's just to your left or your right.
Nope. Okay,
Jason
right,
from Jason from Mind Grenade, and also the upcoming huge. It's so popular, guys. The upcoming podcast, Listen Impossible. There's a big dude, the waiting list for it is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Do the podcasts have waiting lists?
Yeah. I'd say probably it's up to about 1.5 people.
It's a lot of people.
Growing.
Yeah. We'll talk about that at the end. Don't let me forget, because I will forget. Because I've said two episodes
I'm not
now.
Gonna let you forget.
I said 2 episodes now. We'll talk about it at the end, and then we didn't fucking do it. But anyway,
and I even messaged you about the fact that we didn't do it. So
and
I've got it down here to make sure that we're going to go over it.
I'm gonna put a note at the end for my podcast.
Yeah, that's all right. Don't trust the fact that I just told you I'll do it, but you do you.
I won't. All right, that'll do. Jason from Mind Grenade and also that podcast. He's here too because Alex is sick. He's a little sick baby.
Aww.
I talked to him this morning.
Just the sickest little baby.
I told him that he needs to consider, or he also told me, this one surgery for his sinuses. I told him to legitimately, I was like, look into it because it helps people. Because he, I guess, has just been dead for the past 2 days. He'll be back. It doesn't matter. No one misses him.
When I saw him the other day, it looked like he got into a fight with just a ghost that clearly won because he had 2 black eyes.
Really?
And I was just like, dude, you don't look good at all. Yeah, you don't look good at all. And he was just like, why? What's wrong? And I was like, it's literally like you might as well have taken marker and just like marked all over your eyelids, just with black marker.
Yeah.
Oh man. Is he when he gets nose surgery or nasal canal surgery? Is he going to replace the whole thing? Is it going to be like a transplant?
I'm sure you're familiar with it because you're smart, but Delavan's like a fucking idiot, so I'll explain it to you, Delavan. It's a surgery where they say the worst part of it sounds bad, but the worst part of the surgery is the taste of like the fluid that they put in your nose to numb you. They say it tastes like gin, and Alex loves gin, so I think he just wants the surgery just to taste the gin. They put a big old balloon up your nose and inflate it and break your nose.
Yeah.
And when it heals more open.
I've heard of that.
Have you? Yeah. So I told him and I told a coworker of mine because I work in a factory that literally makes dust, and I told him like, dude, you got to get this because it's gonna just clear your nose right up. We'll move on from Alex's nose. I'm sure we might come back around.
I was having more fun in picturing like him waking up and his entire nose is replaced and he looks just like Gonzo from the Muppets.
Yes, like the dick nose.
What? This is not what you said you were gonna do.
This is snot. Snot.
You said you were gonna stick a balloon up there. Yeah, you said you were going to stick a balloon up there, but instead my nose looks like a balloon. No,
if he gets a transplant, We have to make it so that he sounds like the cricket. I mean, that's just full circle.
As of today, since we're at home, people might realize we fixed the audio issue with our recorder. We are not using that today. We fixed the issue with we bought a camcorder. We are not using that today. For anyone who's watching the podcast, the cameras might be a little shitty, like absolutely Delvin looks like he's made of Legos right now. Shitty. That's how cubed we're looking. But I have so many options of toys to play with. I have a massage gun that's here. I have a Nerf ball. I have a puzzle ball that's like it's a nightmare. I have a puzzle ball that I took apart 2 weeks ago and haven't been able to put it back together since. There's only 6 parts. It's meant for children. I have the squishy fidget spinner. I bought a box off Amazon full of fidget toys. Kinetic sand. This thing that is like a Chinese finger trap, but it's sewed at both ends and it has a marble in it. Wait. I'm a big fan of this.
Oh, okay. So it's a Chinese finger trap you cannot put your fingers in.
Yeah. Oh, and also like a blocky rope. I don't know, but I got options and I feel comfortable. Oh, like a gel little hourglass that's got jelly in it. That's
straight out of 1993 right there.
Oh, yeah. My sister bought one at the St. Louis Zoo at like 2007, and we still have it. Anyway, let's
Jacob, every single thing that you grabbed, you dropped in some form of way.
I'm so excited. Let's start the podcast.
My gosh. I didn't realize this was going to be a prop episode. Is this going to be some sort of Carrot Top type performance that's going to happen?
Yeah, I Snapchatted a friend who's a big gun.
Don't tempt him.
I Snapchatted a friend the other day that's a big gun nut, and I told him that I bought a new handgun. And he was like, "Oh, that's awesome, man. What'd you get?" I said, "I'm not really sure the brand or anything, but like a Muscle." And he was like, so there's that. So let's start with our first segment. Can you believe this guy / chick? There's a chick in this time. Let's see. Parental priorities. There's actually 2 chicks and 1 guy. I guess I should have flipped it.
Oh, no.
And 2 chicks and 1 cup, it says here.
Yep.
Parental
there
priorities.
Oh, no.
In Beaverton, Oregon, which is just the most Oregon-sounding town name you could possibly have, Beaverton. Saturday morning, a woman left her car running at a grocery store, or left her car to run into a grocery store. But alas, she left her 4-year-old child in the car. At this same moment, a wannabe thief who was staking out this current grocery store, she was only running there to get a gallon of milk. And so, doesn't excuse the behavior, but, she's not going to be in there for a couple hours. This guy was staking out this grocery store and decides, I'm going to steal that car. Hops in it, starts driving away, makes it a couple blocks up the road, and realizes there's another human in this vehicle. So what does he do? Delvin, any idea? Jason, did you send me this story, or did I find this one on my own?
I don't remember.
For the people at home, Jason sends me about 95% of my stories. But Delvin, what do you think the guy did when he found the kid?
Here's the thing. Since you drove off with the kid, you legally have to keep it now. It's yours.
You have to.
You can't return
adopt
it.
New name.
It's yours.
Dye his hair, shave his beard, the kid's beard. Jason, if you haven't read this one, what do you think he did with the kid, or in this situation?
I think he drove straight to Chuck E. Cheese, ordered a pizza, sat down, and watched the animatronic band, and then he realized, what the hell am I doing with my life? And then he paid for all of it, bought the kid a balloon, and then took the kid back and was like, I don't know what just happened right there, but the kid had a good time. Here you go. It's going to be $15 an hour is what I charge for childcare, and have a good day. And then the mom's going to be super
Jason, at what part of this do you believe that this man, after stealing a car with a child inside of it, that he goes to Chuck E. Cheese and pays for the pizza that he got?
If he's stealing,
like it's out of character. Why is he paying for the pizza? He's stealing a car. He's gonna steal the pizza.
Well, I mean, he's a car thief, not a pizza thief, right? Okay. So I mean, you have to differentiate.
There might have been some cash. Could have been some cash in the car.
That's true. Yeah. You can't be good at everything. You can't like jumpstart a pizza. So
it's the old Hannibal Buress joke. He got his credit card stolen. And he said the first thing they did was like go get a gallon of gas, which is like typical for getting your credit card stolen. Then they went to Chuck E. Cheese, Then they went to Best Buy. Then they went to Barnes and Noble. Then they went back to they went to Walmart. Then they went back to Chuck E. Cheese. They went to Chuck E. Cheese twice with a stolen credit card. What mom was just like, all right, kids, let's go to Chuck E. Cheese. Like, I'm going to steal this credit card. I'm going to do something good for my kids. Wow, it's still working. Let's get a couple TVs. Man, you know what, kids? What books do you want? Oh, you know what? Last thing before this credit card gets turned off, I better get some groceries. You know what? It's still working. Let me go back to Chuck E. Cheese for these kids. Kids, round 2, Chuck E. Cheese. But what he ended up doing was returning the car safely to the mother, giving the child back and the car back, and then giving what the mom said, a stern lecture to her about the safeties of parenting and how irresponsible it was to leave a child in the car, running or not. You can't do that, lady. You got to take that child in the store with you, even if it's for 5 minutes. And so she called the cops on him. He didn't end up stealing anything, attempted Grand Theft Auto, and the cops were also, I wonder if the police are like actively looking, but they did say they're looking for information leading to his arrest. But I wonder if they're like, listen, we're not going to put any of our blood, sweat, and tears into this. He did kind of the right thing. He brought it back, and he actually gave her a lecture. So good on him. Good on her.
What if he just took the car just to scare her, and then just turned around, drove around the block, and then just came back?
It was a
like,
Beyond
see?
Scare Straight episode.
Yeah, see what could have happened? I could have took this car, and this kid would have been gone.
What if I was a real bad guy? Good on him, man. He did the right thing.
Do you think that the kid moving forward will turn into this guy because of this one traumatic experience?
What if he becomes a cop?
He could.
What if he doesn't remember
become
any
a
of
thief,
this?
or he could become a cop.
Or he actually might become a stand-up comedian, and this is his first bit on his first hour special. Could be one of those moves.
Yeah, really, you know what? The world's this guy's oyster. Best of luck to the kid.
How old did you say this kid was?
4 years old.
4 years old, yeah.
4 years young.
He'll remember it.
Yeah.
You think so? I don't remember much from my 4-year-old. Or from when I was a 4-year-old. Boy, that was a dumb sentence.
I mean, if he was shocked and terrified enough, he might form a memory. Like
yeah,
a
that could be.
from
That's
him.
when when he clicks on. He remembers nothing before then, except for that time that his mom let him get stolen. Which I feel like, you know what, this kid's gonna be a stand-up.
Well, guess what? He's gonna have all the best birthdays. He's gonna have so many toys because all he has to do is go back and be like, "You left me in a car that was running and it was stolen by a man who was clearly out to get me."
Mom, can I get the PlayStation 7? No, honey, no, we don't do video games. That's crazy. Do we do you letting your children get stolen at a Kroger? Do we do that? Because I'm pretty sure we do video games too. Fine, get in the car. Well, I'm not falling for that one again. How about you go get it? By that time, Amazon will be doing the drones.
Yeah. This sounds like I think bare and simple. This is sounds like a Meatloaf situation to me, where I will do anything for a car, but I won't do that.
But I won't
just take a child. So yeah.
Do you think that's his actual line? Is that he just is like, I'll steal it for just about any, there could have been anything in this car, but because there was a kid, I just can't do that one. That's the line I draw.
It could be.
Yeah. Hey, well, thank God this guy's got lines. I mean,
let me tell you a story about someone who doesn't have any lines. The story I have titled "Love Hurts." The first one I titled "Parental Priorities." Love hurts. A woman is having a little look around. She's doing a little snoopy whoopy, and gets in her husband's phone. This is in Mexico. Our first Mexican story, I believe. What she finds really upset her so much that she took up finding a weapon. Delvin, what do you think she found in her husband's phone?
I'm gonna say, well,
what is it?
I'm gonna have to say it's a dick pic. It's gotta be a dick pic
from another man,
and it's gotta be a dick pic that was sent. Well, no, I was actually gonna say either he sent it to another man or got it from another man.
Okay, Jason, what do you think?
I don't know. Nugget porn?
Nugget? Wait, nugget?
You don't know what nugget porn is?
No.
We should not describe it.
Okay, all right, we'll move on.
But it's let me tell you, it's worth hiding if they find it. That's what our description will be. People will be free to look it up on their own in a safe place with no one around. I just recently learned about this. I have not looked it up. Someone told me about it, and now I won't be able to forget it.
What she did find was a picture of him with another woman. And this outraged her. She went and grabbed a knife from the kitchen, ran at her husband in the living room, got into a loud argument, stabbed him a couple of times, just for him to end up convincing her, and this was the truth, that it was a picture of her when she was about 5 years younger. It was just an old photograph she stumbled upon from when she was younger and thinner, and she thought it was a completely different person. Stabbing her husband because she was like, is that what I used to look like?
If that's not a reality check to go on a diet, I really just don't know what it is. What is
either a diet or some medication?
because,
like you are unstable as fuck. Also, see a therapist because you probably have
get your life together.
You probably have a little body dysmorphia, which is a serious issue that you could be looking into. Like you could get better. The husband will survive though. The injuries I believe were not fatal. What I've done here is accidentally shoved the Nerf ball into the puzzle ball. And I don't
it's not
know.
coming out.
I don't think I can get this one out.
I think you're going to need some needle nose pliers for that one.
We'll get to that later. All right, Jacob. Good job. Moving on.
It's such a weird reaction for her to stab. I mean, like when I look at old pictures of myself, like the only person I want to stab is myself.
Is
like,
the
how did I start looking
me.
like this? Yeah. Damn it.
Well, here's the thing that I gotta ask: is how did he convince her that it was a picture of her?
I assume
because for one, I assume that she's running after him. She's very angry. She's stabby, and then more or less he's just like no, it's you, and obviously she's not listening, so she's still stabby, and so I'm just wondering how exactly the thing in there that was like, no, clearly this is you. This is the red herring. What is it?
I think it's a guy holding 2 stab wounds. And just yelling, it's you, like waiting for a lull. That's you, dude. Like, honey, that's you. And maybe at some point it clicks with her. And finally just kind of, oh my God, that is me. I'm so sorry. She ended up getting arrested because the neighbors heard such a loud fight coming and called the police on her. She ended up getting arrested. I don't know Mexican law, so I don't know if the charges get dropped. If he goes, I don't want to press charges against my wife. I don't know if he's gonna. He might press charges. This bitch tried killing me. But anyway, everyone, just take a second look. Is that me in this picture? That's the moral of the story, I guess.
I just Googled,
5 years makes a ton of difference.
It does. It does.
I just Googled red herring endangered because I wanted to make sure that Nomu was going to come after us for Delvin saying stabby and red herring in the same sentence. So I just wanted to make sure that was safe.
Are they
Park
endangered?
Ranger was going to come after us. Yeah, it doesn't look like it that I can tell, but it was just a quick search. So
Good.
I think
Good.
we're okay. No stabby red herrings. Yeah.
So I've accidentally made a mistake in this title. I'm going to correct it. All right, the Tiger King is back at it again. I believe we're all familiar with Joe Exotic, the Tiger King. Are we all?
Oh yeah, just talked to him the other day.
Good, great.
Very familiar, yeah.
Very, very, very long story short. Joe Exotic, this is a stage name. I actually don't know his real name. Oklahoma man who ran a tiger enclosure zoo type thing is serving currently a 20-year sentence. He was sentenced in January of 2020 for murder for hire, trying to kill one of his competitors. While in prison and Trump ending the last year of his first term, unknown if he will win it, which, we are in the future. We know that he did not. Joe Exotic had some people on the outside donate over $10,000 to the Trump campaign, which, this is a fact, most, like 80 to 90% of that money that went into the Trump campaign was actually used at, paying off his own personal debts. We won't get too political. That's our thing. We don't get too political. But even the money he gave him was bullshit money. So he was so certain, Joe Exotic was so certain that he was going to get a presidential, get out of jail free card, a presidential pardon, that he had for, I believe, a week, a limousine waiting outside the gate of the prison, ready to pick him up. Because there were other celebrities looking into getting, get out of jail free cards, like Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne he is a felon and got caught in, I believe, Florida with a pistol, so he was in jail. And I knew Lil Wayne was going to get one because Lil Wayne did a vote for Trump thing So he got one. Kodak Black got one. I don't know how Kodak Black got one. Must have just donated a bunch of money. But as he's sitting there waiting and his driver is waiting, that pardon never came. January 20th came to a close, and he's still sitting behind bars. Other people who got get out of jail free cards got theirs sometime in like December, like fucking war criminals and like politicians and stuff like that. But we're not going to get too political. But what gets me the most about the story is the quote. His quote was, "I was too gay to deserve a pardon from Trump." Too gay, and that I only mattered to Don Jr. when he needed to make a comment to make me to boost his social media post. Boy, were we all stupid to believe that he actually stood for equal justice. His corrupt friends all come first. So, congratulations to Joe Exotic for finding out what we already knew.
Which is what?
That he don't care about him and that he wasn't gonna get a. I don't think he's too gay to get a pardon. I just think that why would he?
I don't think that had anything to do with it. But yeah. I mean,
do you think the limo? Do you think it's still sitting out there?
The limo, I believe, went home.
When did it get told to leave?
I think after Trump left office, January 20th.
Yeah.
They even interviewed the limo driver, and the limo driver was super like, yeah, I'm waiting here. Like, he was so psyched to pick Joe up from prison, but he was disappointed nonetheless.
I'm kind of disappointed
he wasn't just the guy that was sitting in there.
I don't know what he was doing.
Go ahead.
Just shooting the shit.
Yeah. I'm kind of disappointed there wasn't a tiger out there, like with a saddle on it, waiting for him to ride the tiger home, kind of like He-Man did with the I can't remember if it was a tiger or what it was.
I think it was a lion, wasn't it?
Battle cat. Yeah, his battle cat.
Yeah.
Just ride that thing home.
If it was a tiger-painted limousine, that's the Joe Exotic spirit we all know and love.
That's true.
I just imagine that the dude that drives the limos, like, they interview him, it's like, how much are you getting paid for this? And he was just like, I'm doing this on my own dime.
Probably.
You know, I've been sitting out here for like 3 to 4 days waiting to pick up Joe because dude's a real hero, you know?
You know, I don't take...
Carol Baskins definitely did it, so...
I don't take the get-out-of-jail-free cards lightly, but I think out of the list of people that he pardoned, I would have been like, you know what? Let Joe out. Get Joe, man. Fuck Kodak Black. Who cares about that? Get Joe Exotic out. Let him fucking run wild again. See if he does it again. And then if he does it again, you let him stay this time.
What if Joe Exotic leaves prison, right? What if he does get a pardon, right? And he goes out and the limousine's waiting there and he sees who's driving and it's Carol Baskin? Does he get in the limousine or does he turn around and just head right back to jail again?
I feel like he hops into the limousine and he slaps him on the back and he's like, we're going to fucking Florida. He's just like, let's do this. He's got a shiv that he's like, I've made this day one. It's got Carol carved into the side of it. He's going to take her out. Oh, man. Everyone who has not seen The Tiger King on Netflix, Netflix, by the way, for everyone who hasn't seen Tiger King on Netflix, they're about to raise the Netflix price to $18 a month. Get in there and watch it before you cancel your subscription. All right, next segment. Well, that's no good. / it's kind of a sex story, so I kind of put them together. That's no good. But it's also another candle story. Our last That's No Good segment was a candle story. I found another one. This is actually also a user-submitted story because my wife texted it to me. Gwyneth Paltrow, as we all know, is kind of a crazy person. She's the quintessential, like, Hollywood stereotype. She's kind of out of her mind. And about a year ago, she released her vagina-scented candle. She said on the Seth Meyers show that it was just a joke to the company that she was working with, but they went ahead and made it, and she just kind of kept the name just as a goof, and I respect that. It's quirky. But the reason that it's in the news today is because one woman, I believe in the UK, won one of these candles on an online quiz and got it. She lit it, and it immediately exploded. Much like our last candle story where
now,
it catches fire.
Now, let me ask a question. Do you is it actually called Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candle, or is it vagina candle?
Hold on, let's see this. Vagina scented.
Because it seems very strange for her to specifically have it for her vagina, but to have a vagina, it's still weird.
Okay,
don't get me wrong, but like
it is
less weird.
The candle is $75. You can get it on the website with 4 interest-free payments of $18.75 with Afterpay. Free shipping, by the way, and the title is "This Smells Like My Vagina." This Smells Like My Vagina is the name of the candle.
Delvin knows from Vegas how expensive anything that's branded with vagina gets, so yeah, I'm not surprised it's $75.
Very true.
So.
Oh, she also
and
has
also,
she's got a lot of funny stuff on here.
My biggest thing behind this is the idea that my biggest problem behind this is that she has to advertise free shipping whenever it comes to $75. If I'm paying $75 for a candle, yeah, I better get free shipping.
She has "This Smells Like My Orgasm" roll-on perfume. "This Smells Like My Prenup" candle. "This Smells Like My Orgasm" candle. Boy, these are funny. Is this getting kind
of pretentious at this point? Or?
Oh yeah, the prenup is what got me. Because if she just went sexual and she was like, it was a goof, like the vagina one started first, and I didn't want them to make it, but they made it, so now we just made a whole line out of it. I'd be like, that's funny. But the prenup is, she's also the one that years ago she made it, like, I guess it was to protest for more food stamp money. I'm not really sure why she did it. But she went and she said she was going to live off food stamps in California. And she ended up going to the hospital for malnutrition. Now, I just think she was doing it wrong. Like, she was shopping at the wrong places. Because you should be able to get by as one person on food stamps. And I just feel like she was making a show out of it.
Yeah.
So when the lady got it, she said it exploded immediately and that it burst into flames and little bits flew everywhere. She said that they eventually got it under control and threw it outside, saying that this could have burnt my whole house down. Which, side note, how funny, wouldn't have been funny, but how crazy would it have been if this started of like a forest fire in like California? Think of the domino effect of that headline would have been, Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina-scented candle starts forest fire that burns down western United States. You would have been like, oh my God.
They probably would have shortened it to Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina burns down forest.
Yes. Gwyneth Paltrow's exploding vagina burns down America.
Gwyneth Paltrow's burning vagina at it again.
Back at it again.
Yeah.
The spokesman...
if you buy any a vagina online, chances are that has, a chance to blow up in your face in the end. So I'm not surprised by this whole thing. I mean, I'm talking more figuratively than literally, but you just don't buy anything vagina online because you just never know.
This is the clip we're gonna put on TikTok.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're gonna put the beginning part in it. I don't know. We'll decide later. The spokesman for Goop, the company that makes these crazy scents, they said they have an investigation to see what happened, to see if they user followed the recommended guidelines, to see if they cut the wick a little bit and only burned it for 2 hours. My opinion is, if you have to cut the wick and not burn it for 2 hours for a candle to not explode, you do not sell a safe product. You do not sell a candle, you sell a very slow grenade. That is not something you should be selling. They also were like, oh, this was a fluke, we have safety tests, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I'm just like, if this is like the instructions you have to give to a candle, that's a bad product.
Yeah. I mean, chances are if she really did sell a Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina grenade, people would probably buy that as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm just guessing.
Well, that actually leads me into my point that people will buy literally anything at all. Absolutely. I mean, look, this company's name is Goop, and you're about to buy a My Vagina smelling candle that could blow up in your hand, and I guarantee you she's probably made a ton of money off of that. People will buy anything.
$75.
That is a bad product and brand name combination, for sure. I would agree. Goop and vagina candle.
Let's see. How big is this candle? 10.5 ounces. So that's not a bad sized candle, but for $75, it definitely is. I kind of want to buy it. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, well, I would light it outside.
Do you think because she's going to have to get rid
kidding.
of it? Yeah. Do you think since she's going to have to get rid of it, I can do my my business idea?
Maybe, but I feel like if it's exploding wax, I feel like it's a little bit too much. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Let me guess. You're going to buy up all the vagina, not grenades, all the vagina candles and grenades, too. and then you're just going to corner the market, and then you're going to raise the prices even more because you have them all, and then wait for the interest to regain, and then you're going to make like
Well, I'm not gonna
$50 a
scalp
pop.
it. No.
Well, no, I mean
I'm
you're not going to
gonna
be out.
scalp it.
You're not going to be outside of Busch Stadium selling vagina
Hey,
candles.
do you want a candle that smells like a pussy?
I mean, I don't think that's the right strategy either. No, but
How do you even get the scent? I guess
don't
that's the
think
next question.
I don't
is
think
how
it
did this
smells
scent-
like that. I think it's like that's just the name of it, and
It's
that's
just
like
the name?
It's probably fruity. Let's see if it has a description. How many times am I gonna fucking Google this candle?
probably till you go to bed. I
enough
bet.
for it to keep popping up and yeah.
It's
Enough
it's
that it's gonna
got.
keep popping up every time that you go to
Oh my
certain
god!
websites.
There's so many buzzwords in this. It's citrusy, bergamot, cedar, damask rose, ambret seed. I don't know any of these words. It doesn't smell like a vagina. It smells like all this. It
This
smells
is like a
Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you that every word that you just described has never once been the sensation that I have had.
Moving on.
Her essence is a garden. Let's
Yes.
just put it that way.
Oh man. So this I have in the well, that's no
Sure.
good segment, but it could also be its own segment in the future. I don't know. I don't want to have like 1,000 segments, but unlucky criminals. So these two burglars in the UK were breaking into a house. One of them sits on their phone, much like our past story of all these people ice fishing up in like Minnesota calling 911. This guy sat on his phone while robbing a house actively, dialed 999, the UK emergency call line, and called the police as they were listening in to the crime happening in real time, and then sent cops to the place, and then they actively kept listening to the men getting arrested by their colleague. Like, they never hung up the phone until they got to the station. The chief inspector tweeted out, "I think we've just arrested the world's unluckiest burglars," and the men themselves, including the into the fun by, I believe one of them shared a gif of the Home Alone burglars, comparing themselves to the idiots that got caught in that.
Criminal Activity 101. Do not call the police on yourself if you want to get away with it.
Yeah, turn the phone off, maybe.
All right, I'm blanking right now. The Home Alone guys. It's Marvin who? Who's the other guy? Who's Joe Pesci's character?
Marv and... Oh my god. Is it not? Is it
Damn it.
Steve? Alone.
Because I was
Short one?
Because here's the thing. I don't think
Harry.
that they were actually all that stupid. They just lost to a kid. Harry and Marv.
No,
Yeah.
Marv was dumb.
They just lost to a kid. So I mean, what was he?
Dude, watch it again, man. Marv's
I don't
pretty
feel like
dumb.
he was any dumber than Harry.
He covers his hands in glue to steal shit, and he gets stuck to everybody in New York because he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna steal that." And wow, this lady's holding onto her handbag, and all of a sudden he's just glued to her. That's stupid.
No, he just tried to do it. No, he tried to do an innovative thing, and it didn't work out. It's not stupid to try stuff. It's just stupid to continue to try the same thing that's failed before.
Which he does.
I'm glued. I'm glued. Oh, wait. No, that's American Pie 2. I'm thinking of a completely different movie.
Close enough to the same thing.
Yeah.
So basically, that's all.
But no,
I got for those
I just
guys.
feel like, I just feel like they weren't dumb. They just lost to a kid that clearly outsmarted them. That was a pretty smart kid. It was a pretty smart kid. That kid lasted a whole week by himself. I barely survived the week by myself.
Everyone comment below, tweet at us, or just text me. Are the burglars from Home Alone stupid or not? Let me know. Let's move on to the second to last segment, Florida Man, which this one is also doubled up with animal news. Two for this week. Florida Man Jimmy Wayne Hammonds, known as the Monkey Whisperer, was charged Wednesday for allegedly trafficking primates across the United States. All right, guys, this man is in Florida. Where did he send these monkeys to? Guess another state.
Wait. He's exporting monkeys from Florida?
He's transferring monkeys through the United States. So he's smuggling monkeys. He's a monkey smuggler.
Okay. But you said from Florida somewhere.
Yeah, from Florida to a different state. What state do you think he
Okay.
sent it to?
Oh, so it is a different state. Because
I'll give you
the
the
guy was
hint.
a dumbass and transferred it within the state.
No, I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
It was definitely across state line.
Okay.
Okay.
How about Alaska?
Alaska, Georgia, Alaska. It was actually California. Made it all the way coast to coast to drop off one single monkey and got caught for it.
I was gonna guess California because
Well,
I
how
was
much
like,
did he get paid?
Doesn't say.
yeah. I had a feeling it was California, that someone in California wanted this monkey, but I was like, no, I'd rather picture it Alaska, and this monkey's got like one of these like really poofy like coats on and like mittens,
like
and
a Patagonia jacket.
Yeah, like a Patagonia jacket. Yeah. Yep. Got the snow boots.
And the monkey's
on.
definitely looking like I should definitely not be here. I was not made for this. I shouldn't be here. Nobody should be here. What the hell is going on?
For anyone who was wondering, the brand of monkey, type of monkey. What the I wrote it down. Where the hell's it at?
Are you manufacturing
Everybody
monkeys?
knows that monkeys have brands.
Cotton top tamarins. So cotton top monkeys. Hammond allegedly trafficked. Oh no! This is a Capuchin monkey. Hold on, we'll get to the cotton tops here in a sec. A Capuchin monkey from Florida all the way to California back in 2017, and the person who received it has been described by the state attorney as not legally allowed to own it. So I don't know what this guy did to not be legally allowed to own it, but that was the problem. The monkey arrived in the person's house October 11th, 2017, where it stayed until the law enforcement grabbed him January 2018, so only made it a few months. The monkey was also transported through individuals who were also legally not allowed to have possession of it. So not only is he giving it to a guy who shouldn't have it, the guys who are giving it to the guys shouldn't have it either. Hammond is being charged with just a load of shit, man. Conspiracy, trafficking, submitting false records and violating the Lacey Act, violating violations of Endangered Species Act, witness tampering, and also, on top of that, he is also being charged with illegally selling these cotton top monkeys to people in Alabama, South Carolina, and Wisconsin. So this guy's just be chucking. He runs a company in Florida called the Monkey Whisperer, like it's an LLC, and he just be shipping these bad boys all over the country.
Are these cotton ball monkeys? Are they indigenous to Florida?
Cotton ball? Where are y'all at? I don't know if there's any monkeys indigenous to Florida.
I think.
I don't think there are any monkeys.
I bet there's some down south. There's like a couple of small.
There's only 6,000 of them left.
I mean, than Bigfoot, I don't really think there are.
And they're from Colombia, and they look crazy.
Yeah.
They look really weird.
This monkey, yeah.
All right,
Go ahead.
Here's my question. All right, so Florida, California. How much does it take for you to hand deliver this monkey? What's your time worth to get it from point A to point B?
I do it for like $2,000.
$2,000?
How much?
All right.
Do $2,000 in payment, but you got to cover cost of gas and food for me and the monkey.
Okay.
Do I get a choice of how I'm transporting this monkey?
That's a good question.
Like, that makes a big
sitcom
difference.
Style. It's going to be sitting right there in the front seat with you. He gets to pick the tunes, and you guys can only eat bananas.
What? Like, what's that one movie? Shit. What's the monkey movie? Not Ed. What's the monkey movie? Monkey movie.
I bet there's
Every Which Way But Loose.
Every Which Way But Loose. Okay.
That didn't even pop up on one of my options when I googled monkey movie. Every Which Way But Loose.
Sure it did.
Because when you were talking about like me transporting this monkey to California, I just pictured like, you know how like the rodeo monkeys ride dogs? Like I'm just like riding this horse and he's riding a dog, and then we're just taking off across to the west, and and he's wearing a little cowboy hat.
Every Which Way But Loose is a movie with Clint Eastwood from 1978 where the monkey rides shotgun in his old truck, in his old pick-em-up truck. And then Ed, Jacob, put up a picture of Ed.
So I'm wondering, how did this monkey get to Florida? Because I was gonna say, like, how did this monkey get to Florida? Because I was gonna say there probably isn't. If there is any, I don't know that there probably is not any monkeys indigenous to Florida. So now you have to wonder, like, where are these coming from in Florida? Is this like a monkey farm, kind of like these tiger places? Like, I don't know. And
that guy has a guy, and then that guy has a guy, and that's supply chain management. You know.
I mean, was the monkey born in the United States? Is he a U.S. citizen?
Oh man, I don't know how that works at all. I know
Maybe.
the cotton top monkeys are indigenous to Colombia. So there's that one.
That's just yeah. It sounds like the transporting this monkey to California wasn't the first suspect activity that happened. He had to get from somewhere else to Florida, and then a long journey across to California.
Now, what do you think this guy in California was going to do with this monkey? Just have him as a pet, or was he going to be dinner?
Whoa!
It's a
you
pet
gonna
for
pay-
sure.
Are you gonna pay all that money to eat a monkey?
Sure.
Oh, people do that, man. There's
Dude,
a lot
yeah,
of
they,
stories
they
of people
do that. They
paying
definitely
dumb
do
money
that.
to just eat one steak of a dolphin or some shit like that. Like, stupid money.
Okay.
Which,
Best case scenario, or best case for that, go and watch Drake and Josh. I don't remember what season or episode it was on, but the guy bought an orangutan so that
I
he could eat
remember
it.
that.
Yeah.
I remember
Never
that.
once in my
Yeah,
life
it's like
I'm like,
$10,000 that he was willing to pay.
yeah, never once in my life have I been like, oh man, I'm starving. I could go for some monkey. Like that's never ever ever happened.
I've had a couple times. Haven't acted on it, PETA. Don't at me. All right, next and final segment of the day. Oh man, I fucking did another short episode. It's all right. It's all in the title. As I understand, we have a Delavan. It's all in the title.
I have one.
Hit me, dog.
I have one. I'll begin with it. A cleaning worker at a hospital in Boston ruins 1,900 doses of Moderna
COVID
vaccines by accidentally unplugging the refrigerator.
Was it accidentally? Because there have
So-
been a lot of ones who have done it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
No, this dude actually accidentally did it. Yeah. He was cleaning around it and then just slightly knocked it while he was cleaning, and because he slightly knocked it, it just shut the whole refrigerator off. And the alarm went off for a little bit, but eventually the alarm, just stopped because there was no more power to it. And so they were shot. They were done. But they did say that they were going to rapidly try to get them in there pretty quick, and that way it's not a problem. But 1,900 doses could have went to a lot of people.
Dude, 1,900 people.
No, they have some
Almost
fridge.
exactly 1,900 people.
Yeah, they have some fridge and freezer monitors, like temperature monitors that are outside of the fridges to keep that from happening. Like they have a temperature sensor on them themselves, and it's outside of the actual fridge's monitor. So if the fridge goes out, it will still keep beeping and sense.
It's like a heart
fridge is
rate
out of
monitor
range, yeah.
for a fridge.
Yeah.
It's flatlining. Someone plug it in.
Exactly. So if they had one of those
God,
things
I need
on
one
it,
of those
then
for mine.
It just would have kept beeping and beeping and beeping and beeping. It's still been unplugged.
You need to go through your fucking fridge, man. Your fridge bothers
Dude.
me, dude, because it is just every time I go there, I open it and it's just chocked full of shit from this is like a meal replacement shake from 2 years ago, and you're like, yeah, they're strawberry. Do you want any? They're 2 years old, man. And you're like, I don't know, are they still good? I don't know how they last. And I'm like, this is all like Pepsi Max. They stopped making Pepsi Max. It's just Pepsi Zero now. Like, how did you get a bunch of Pepsi Max and like a bunch of too much cheese? Like a lot of eggs out. Oh my god! How did you buy 700 eggs? Where does real food go in your house,
Jacob,
man?
you don't understand. First of all, that is real food, okay? It's high protein stuff. All right, that's what it is. It's high protein stuff.
And don't even get me
helps you
started
lose
on the
weight.
freezer.
You get lower calorie, high protein shit.
Your
Now,
fridge
as
gives
a
me
freezer,
anxiety.
I will give you. The freezer is chock full of stuff.
I know.
At all given times, and will I ever eat it? I don't know. I doubt it, but here's the hoping.
Absolutely know that you keep the sodas in your garage, not because it's cold enough to keep them cold, but because you cannot keep them in that fucking fridge. There's no space.
If he had Pepsi Clear in there, then I'd really worry.
Yeah, Crystal Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi. Yeah, that shit hasn't been made for decades. Now I feel like Delvin's fridge has just turned into like Delvin's snacking museum, where you can go visit it and you can see what Delvin snacked
What was
on
Delvin
the
eating
past
in July?
8 years.
Yeah, it's layered. If you go back, it's like carbon dating. Like, the further you go back, you're like, wow, this is clearly August. We got some pumpkin pie. We've made October. Like water levels of carbon dating.
In
This
all
piece of-
fairness, I do want to specify that in my fridge, the stuff that is mine is the eggs, is the Greek yogurt, some cottage cheese, and some sour cream for when, and then whatever meat of the week that I'm planning on eating.
Wow,
That's usually the stuff in there that's mine.
You really like cow excretions. There's a lot of dairy going on in there.
Yes.
I got the ball out.
Ton of dairy because it's high in protein.
Got the ball out.
And then they just pull a piece of bologna out, and they're like, "This here is from 2011. We're not sure why he just bit the middle out."
Delvin's the type of guy where he's like, "That's the sell-by date. They tell you that so you throw it away and go buy more. You can eat it after that." Delvin, this gallon of milk is
100% me.
This gallon of milk is 100% solidified, Delvin. I'm not really sure what you're gonna get out of this. No, it's just they tell you that it's
Look,
cheese now. If you wait long enough, it becomes good again.
Look, no. Here's the thing. Certain things I believe in the expiration date. Other things I'm like, no, they are just telling you that because legally they have to have an expiration date on it. Even though in reality it's probably still going to be good. It'll be fine.
Well, they're going to give
The
themselves a buffer
FDA's
zone.
tricky about that shit.
Yeah, they're going to give themselves a buffer zone. If you're a company, do you really want to set your expiration date at the longest possible point you think your food's going to be okay to eat? Or do you want to give yourself like at least a few months to like make sure that people aren't eating your shit, getting sick, and coming after you for it? Like, you don't want to be that company where like every time somebody like eats your chocolate covered raisins, you have diarrhea. Like, because then you just become the diarrhea chocolate raisin company, and nobody wants that. So I don't know why I picked chocolate raisins.
Like
but
Wow
that's-
potato chips?
I'm willing to risk it.
Do you guys remember Wow potato chips? Does anybody remember Wow potato chips? Hold on, this is a big deal.
That's the one that had that stuff in it that you like.
Yes, Wow potato chips had they were Lay's, and they had a special. They were introduced in 1998, and I remember them because my grandpa bought a fucking ton, and we ate them all. And they had a special oil on them, like chips are oily. Their oil induced diarrhea in people like severely, and I believe they stopped making them in '98. Like they dropped. Well, okay, hold on. Initially popular, charting sales of $400 million in their first year, subsequently dropped to $200 million by the year 2000, causing abdominal crampings, diarrhea, fecal, I don't know how to say that word, but it's no good. Just basically fucked your stomach up, and they discontinued them in 2000. So,
I think they referred to it at one point as anal leakage, basically.
Yeah, it was bad, and I remember suffering from this, and yet going like, I don't get it. Like, I don't like. It can't be the chips. And I was a kid. I was stupid, and so I was like, I'm gonna keep eating these chips. And man, they were good. Fucking not worth it though, eh? That was just.
I just assume that your parents tell you why it is that you're having these issues, and you're still sitting there eating it. It's like, look, I've got half a bag left. I'm not just gonna leave it open.
Well, these are
I gotta eat it.
I don't remember how much chips went for in '98, but I assume that my child, I was like, I can't afford more, so we're just gonna make this work. Oh man, let's hit up the all in the title segment for me. Delvin, fucking, you sparked some good conversation there, my guy. Biden removes Trump's Diet Coke button from the Oval Office desk. Were you aware that
That's bullshit.
Trump had a big red button on his desk that when he pressed it, someone would literally come in with a Diet Coke on a silver platter?
Oh my god! I mean, I'm okay with somebody bringing
Here's
you a
the thing.
soda,
I'm not.
but Diet Coke? That's like, oh god.
Also, it's so pretentious. You could ask someone, but you don't hit a fucking button. And also, how unnerving it is for the president of the United States to have a giant red button on his desk, because everyone's like, that's the nuke button, and there's no like glass case over it, and he's just sitting there, he's just in the middle of a meeting, pow, and he just quickly punches one on it, and everyone's like, who did we just start war with? And just some intern comes in with a Coke, like, here you go, sir.
Now, don't tell me.
I
this,
am at
JJ.
not one point am I surprised that he is a Diet Coke type of guy.
No, yeah,
he screams Coke.
Yeah,
Screams a fucking Coke guy. The worst.
I love Fountain Coke, but I hate Diet Coke. Now,
I can do Diet Coke, but you know what? A Diet Mountain Dew will make me like I'd rather kill myself than drink a Diet Mountain Dew.
Now, wait a minute. If you had, I just want to put this in perspective real quick. If you had a button that you could push, and then someone would bring you a Baja Blast, don't tell me you would not push that button.
Here's what it would be. It would be Sprite for me. But if it
Okay.
could be anything, it would be like Daisy's Jumbo Sunflower Seeds.
What? If you could pick anything that you could push a button and get, it's sunflower
My
seeds?
desk has not went a day at work. Delvin, do you want to fucking back me up on this?
Yeah, let me go ahead and let me back him up on
You
that.
field this one.
I've never not once watched this man work and also eat sunflower seeds at the same time. He is the quintessential guy that's just constantly trying to quit smoking, and that's his thing that he's using to quit smoking. It's just sunflower.
I've got
He is
2 root
single-handedly
canals.
keeping the sun. Yeah, he is single-handedly keeping the sunflower seed business afloat with his paycheck consistently.
Every day you eat sunflower seeds, basically.
Every
I'm
single
surprised
day.
You don't
Every
have,
day.
You don't have, and you don't have botanicals growing out of your anus
I
cavity.
drink a obscene amount of water. Because I know what I'm doing. I know there's a lot of sodium. I fuck my body up with water. If you could see my house, you would see empty bottles of water everywhere. And there's like 100 empty bottles of water upstairs in my bedroom right now. And I think maybe 1 is from my wife. And whenever I can, I buy reduced sodium sunflower seeds. As if that's like drinking Diet Coke. You're like, that's not, you should just not, right? And you're like, yeah, I know, but I'm gonna. Even to the point that my boss will be like, hey, like it's 2 p.m. I'm hungry as shit. I'm gonna go buy a snack. You want anything? And I'm like, I don't know. And he'll just come back with sunflower seeds because he knows I'll eat them. He's brought me some. He'll be like, hey, I found a fun flavor of sunflower seeds. I bought them for you. Like, I usually just go jumbo original sunflower seeds. Someone brought me salt and vinegar sunflower seeds that I have not literally been able to find anywhere. He swears they're in the town that I work in. I've went to every gas station that is in that town. They do not sell salt and vinegar sunflower seeds. I think he just found them under his bed and they just had gotten gross but tasted great. And he was just like, oh, salt and vinegar. Like, that's what these taste like. And gave them to me. But yeah, sunflower seeds. I would smash that button, dude.
Do you, when you like drive by somebody's garden and they've got sunflowers growing, do you get hungry?
I think about it for sure. Because I know how they're farmed. I'm like, can I get some out of that?
I was gonna say, why don't you just start growing your own?
Hold on. My headphones are dying. Why don't I start growing my own? I've thought about it, but to yield the amount of sunflower seeds that I eat would be just under like 600 acres of land is what I would probably need ballparking in order to farm the amount of sunflower seeds that I consume in a year.
That's expensive.
I feel like you're undercutting it.
I feel like
Honestly,
I could call my dad. He's got land. Be like, hey man, how many acres of sunflower? Can our soil support sunflower seeds? He's like, I don't know. It's only been growing corn for fucking 45 years. I don't know. So yeah, what would you get? What's your button? What's your button bringing you?
I'm so distracted by the sunflower seeds, I can't even think about.
You're like,
what
I don't
would
even
want
know
at this
anymore.
point.
You're like, I think sunflower seeds, but I don't really want them.
I don't know.
I'll
I
send
feel
you.
like-
I'll
tell you
picture
what. Yeah,
my desk right now.
I would.
Sorry,
I would probably say that mine would have to be that Pepsi Zero.
you do drink those a lot, man, and they're good. They're good.
I
I
drink
feel
a lot of those. Yeah.
All I can think about when I think about sunflower seeds is like playing baseball. So like I feel like maybe my button has to be like a big old thing of Big League Chew or something.
Ooh,
like
that's a
every
good one.
time I push the button, which would be a horrible choice.
Well, the thing is I grew up on a farm, and don't get this twisted. I am not a farmer. I did some with the farm, not a lot. I refused to drive the tractors just because I felt like there was too much property damage that I could accomplish with a giant, like 20-ton machine like that. But I did a lot of stuff on the farm, and everyone chews tobacco, and I didn't want to do that because I was like, my mouth is jacked up as it is. I've mentioned on like 90 podcasts how I go to the dentist every 2 weeks. I'm literally going in another week. But so I was like, I'm not going to chew tobacco. I'm not going to do that to myself. But like, you legitimately, like, you ask a lot of farmers, like, what do you chew tobacco for? It's because you're doing so much mindless shit that you just want something to do. So you just chew tobacco. And I got started, like, I would mow, like, my yard, and then I worked for a graveyard for a while. I'll get to that story some other time. And I would just be like in the graveyard, and I would just be chewing sunflower seeds. And did it feel disrespectful to chew sunflower seeds and spit them out on what could potentially be a grave? A little bit, but you're like, there's no malice to it. I'm feeding birds. So I just got stuck on it. And then when I started working at this desk job, I was just like, I'm gonna need them sunflower seeds back, man, because this is mindless as shit. Anyway.
That was a great story.
Yeah, thanks.
But I do want to hear about the graveyard, though. All I can picture
Did
now
you work
is
the graveyard shift at the graveyard?
No, it was just me. They came to, like, we go to like I used to live next to a small town, like fucking less than 50 people small, and they had 2 churches in this small town, and one of them, like, they had a graveyard that was just like off, like behind a cornfield. Like, you had to drive up a half mile to get to this graveyard, and they needed someone to take care of it, so they like called my dad up, and he was like, yeah, I got a fat son who's not doing anything, and so like I just tended to the graveyard. And for like the first couple of years, it was like easy as shit. You just pull weeds, trim trees, mow. But then one year, 2 trees fell down in the same year and broke. One of them completely dodged every single tombstone. One of them couldn't have hit any more. And I was like, this has been such an easy job for 3 years. And now it's just a fucking mess all at once. But, yeah, I mean, there's nothing really much to it. It sounds morbid, but, like, when I worked there for, like, 3 years. I think we only added 1 or 2 graves. And I didn't dig them. I wasn't the digger. I think they just got, I don't know who dug them. I think someone had a backhoe. And so it was, like, pretty easy. But, like, I didn't dig the graves. I just tended to it. And so any of the zombies are there. They died in, like, 1902. So we were good.
What? Well, you think you're good. Delvin, so I'm curious. So what do you think people do on a graveyard shift at a graveyard?
Just watch out.
You just watch for graveyard?
You just keep an eye on them. You go, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I assume it's just watch for grave robbers. That's probably. I know that's too logical of an answer here, and you probably want something a little bit more fun. And I wish I could give it to you. I really do. But I assume that it is just watch for grave people who are going to desecrate graves.
Are you aware?
Which has happened a few times on this podcast that we've talked about that.
Are you aware of the old grave bells? Grave bells? Anybody? Grave bells? They used to, when they used to bury people, they used to bury them with a string that went from the coffin all the way up to a hook that had a bell on it. Yeah, in case you came back to life in the in the coffin, you pull the string and ring the bell. The problem is a wind exists, and so bells would sometimes just ring.
And so then it would have been your job.
Do you think that somebody's just walking through the graveyard, and then all of a sudden just hears all of the bells go off at once, and then they just freak the fuck out and it's like, I'm out, I quit, and then they just run home and try to get all of their guns ready and just be like, all right, I'm waiting for the apocalypse. I assume it's going to happen. All of those things are coming back to life, and I just need to be ready. And then he just never leaves his house, and he still thinks that there's an apocalypse going on today.
No, that's when Jacob's got to work a little overtime. He's got to make sure that all those people are still dead by 6 p.m.
I'm the first line of defense when it comes to zombies.
Yeah, he's got to dig everyone up real quick, just make sure they're dead, then rebury them.
Listen, it was enclosed by a fence. I could have wrangled them up. I could have shut the gate, and I'd be like, all right, we're going to take this one at a time. I'm just going to stand in the tree, and I'm just going to hit him with a shovel.
You're like, yep, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead.
Well, undead.
I don't know about you. I'll come back to you later. You're dead, you're dead. Ooh. I'm going to watch this.
Emptied out Olympic-sized swimming pool. How many zombies do you think you could take out with just a shovel?
Oh, not a lot. Are we okay? What zombies we talking about here? Walking Dead? Are they slow walking pieces of shit? Or are we talking like COD zombies where they can run sometimes and climb? Because if it's Walking Dead,
it's Walking Dead.
Yeah,
50 maybe. I feel like I could take out 50. If I can, or is it? Can I trade them? Like train them? like around in a circle, or is it just like a wave coming out? Because if it's a wave, I might take out like 4.
Wait a minute. How are you? You're gonna train zombies? They're just coming after you. You don't have time to do a whole like lion tamer circus type thing with zombies.
That is a gamer term for Call of Duty. Training them is to lead them behind you like a choo-choo train. Excuse me. Can I choo-choo them?
Okay, so you're Pied Pipering the zombies.
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna piper them. I'm gonna pipe the zombies. Yes.
Okay. I mean, you can do whatever you can do in this situation. I don't care what you do.
Okay, I think 50 is a big shot. I think I'm taking like 12
and explain
out.
to me. Okay, I'm gonna say explain to me the situation on how you're gonna do this and however many you think you can take out.
Pool cue style with the shovel and just bashing heads, getting in there. They're weak. They're zombies. Their bones are brittle. I'm getting through that skull pretty easily.
World War Z type zombies piss me off.
I get 0 of them. They're getting me instantly.
Yeah, like it's like I don't understand it. Like that was an okay movie. Like I enjoyed it, but like I don't understand. Like when you turn into the undead, then all of a sudden you're like some sort of like superhuman fucking Olympic style anabolic steroid type creature that can run like a 3.04 like 4 meter 40 meter dash or something like that. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. Like they're dead. They should kind of like not be superhuman when they're no longer actually human anymore. I don't get it.
Yeah, I think that's when the distinction becomes of these are undead zombies over here, like Walking Dead. Those are undead people. But like World War Z and like Last of Us, fucking any of these other ones where it's like it's like a virus. It's like, yeah, are they dead? It's like, yeah, kind of. There's no coming back for them, but like their bodies are still active. Like there isn't any decay happening yet. But like the Walking Dead zombies, like those zombies are fucking rough looking. After like 7 years, they did a really good job at like keeping up with the makeup of how decomposition would go.
I do give them that, yeah.
As boring as that show is, but yeah. Anyway, we got on that from Diet Coke.
I mean, it's suspend disbelief either way. If for anybody that doesn't know, zombies aren't real, at least not yet.
Not yet.
But I have a harder time when my zombie is like bigger, faster, can jump like 30 feet in the air. Like that just doesn't make any sense.
OP. Yeah, it's overpowered for sure. Let's see. Next, it's on the title. Bloomer man faces 16 charges for allegedly placing pornographic pictures and slurs on county walking trails. He placed up to 42 pictures on different trails. I tried to figure out why, and the article I read just said that he's denying he never did it. But I believe the police are like, yeah, no, we saw you do it, so we know you did it. Can you just sign this and also tell us why? And he's like, nah, didn't do it. This reminded me of the story we did a while back of the Florida chick who just placed a bunch of porn in all of her neighbors' mailboxes, and they were like, why? And she's like, just to teach people about sexual awareness. And it's like, that's not what this is, but I guess if your mind is that crazy enough, I guess. But this man, just to be seen posting up pictures like, oh, did this guy lose his dog? Like stapling flyers, and then he walks away. He's like, no, that's just hardcore porn.
Do you think they were working together?
Where's Bloomer? I didn't even look into where's this at.
So we got like a picture of like a lost wiener dog, and then right below it we have an actual picture of someone's wiener.
Yeah, obviously that's how it goes.
I mean, I just assumed that this guy was like, I read the article, I thought what she was doing was right. She just did it in the wrong way. She needs to be posting these out for everybody to see, just on light poles.
No.
And out on hiking trails and different things like that.
What he did was you're almost there because he didn't read the article. He heard it on an award-winning podcast, Can't Sit Still podcast.
Oh, yeah, everybody knows they won an award.
Oh, award-winning. What a...
Moving on. Last topic of the day. Just want to give this guy a real quick congratulations. A man finally passes his driving knowledge test after failing 157 times. Congratulations to this man. Hey, you fail a few times, but you got to keep picking yourself back up. Please, for the love of God, never give this man a license. If you fail 150 times, even though you pass once, you're not a good enough driver. It's like SpongeBob SquarePants.
I feel like it is.
How many?
Go ahead.
How many times can you fail before you just go, yeah, man, you should just stop. Just live with Uber. Just do Uber.
Take the bus.
Uber's your thing.
Do you need
now,
a bus
okay?
pass? I'll buy you a couple
Yeah.
bus passes. They're good for 20 trips, I guess. Oh man.
Yeah, Mrs. Puff definitely gave up on. It's just like, you know what? Just take a license. Like, whatever else happens, I'm not responsible.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for listening. Before I toss it back to the omnipotent voice, Jason, do you want to give us a little rundown about the new podcast that might be starting up here soon?
It might be starting up. I hope it actually starts up because we've
recorded a few
into it there,
episodes.
JJ.
Let's hope it does.
So on February 28th, we're gonna
gotta do
start. What? We're on February
You gotta do
28th. We're
something
gonna.
with the
The fucking delay is hilarious because one of you will toss it to another person. This has happened all episode. I've tried not to talk about it, but we kept doing it all fucking episode. Is the delay?
I know it's
We
worse
start
than
talking at the same
ever
time.
around here before. But so yeah, on February 28th.
Delvin, shut the fuck up.
fuck.
We'll get to you in a minute.
So, have I mentioned the date, February 28th? I feel like I did a few times here. There's going to be a new podcast. It's going to contain the three of us. And another addition, Matt, from on Mind Grenade as well. We're going to do something called Listen Impossible, which is going to be brutally great. It's going to be a segment-based podcast that's going to talk about the most mundane, trivial shit. And maybe even some fun stuff. Just on accident, we'll talk about some fun stuff, some funny stuff as well. But we're going to do things like fun facts. We'll have a segment called Dumbass Debate. We'll have discussion segments. We'll have game segments. We'll have recommendations that no one asked for. We're going to have all that stuff. I'm not going to give too much of it away. But it's basically a podcast set up to where there's no real topic concentration. We're going to do a little bit of everything. So there's going to be nothing that we won't talk about on this, and we won't dive into too much depth because we don't really know anything, so we can't go into any depth on anything anyway. So it's going to be a podcast that anyone can listen to, but no one will want to. So, but you should try it anyway.
Picture if Whose Line Is It Anyway didn't have real comedians, didn't have real money, and didn't have real topics, and yet they still tried their best.
Okay. You did it. We'll even have
a very good.
We're even gonna have a young commentator on there as well, so he's probably gonna be everyone's favorite.
Dude,
so.
that is my favorite bit. I was actually telling my wife about that today because you sent the group chat a picture of him recording it, and I was like, that's gotta be my favorite intro ever, or outro. The outro is great. I love it. So, I believe, did you say what day it's coming out on? I don't remember if you said the release date.
I think I said February 28th.
Yeah. Okay, just wanna make
probably
sure.
6 times, but I feel like they probably need to hear it again. So, yeah. So, yeah, our kid commentator will be on there, and he'll be on there February 28th. So, yeah, posted February 28th. Comes out February 28th. So, February 28th.
And
So in February, but what day?
So we will. It'll be a Sunday, so it'll come out. These guys will make its announcement the same day that Can't Sit Still comes out.
we changed
And
it,
then we
releasing
will-
on Monday.
What?
We
Oh,
changed-
well, sorry. We released on Monday. So the day, I guess on Monday, we'll tell you about one that released on Sunday. So, and then we will move to midweek. We will move to midweek, and we will stay there for Listen Impossible. So we're gonna put out 2 in the first week. I may or may not mention that in the first episode. I don't mention that, but you will get 2 episodes in the first week. So it'll be a surprise for anyone that's not listening to this.
Fantastic. Delvin, anything to pitch or add?
No, not directly. Just let's have the omniscient voice take us out.
Perfect. Omnificent.
What?
Are you saying that you are impotent?
Are you?
Impotent?
Motherfucker, what's happening?
Are you saying?
And so many people have texted me as we've been doing this. We're on episode, I don't know, 30 at this point. If not 30, we're close. Maybe 29. And they've said stuff about stand-up. I've started writing stand-up. I've been working on a solid 5 and solid 10. So if anyone's interested in hearing any of that, let me know, because I need to fucking say this in front of some people to see if it's funny. So, someone text me. I don't know. I'm sure Molly fucking will. Hey, thanks for everybody listening. Omnipotent Voice, go ahead and take it away.
You just finished watching an episode of the Can't Sit Still podcast. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please make sure to leave a like, review, or a comment to let us know what you think of the show. If you have a news story that you would like us to review and comment on, send it to can'tsitstillpod@gmail.com or tweet us at can'tsitstillpod. We hope to see you back next week for some more funny and informative news topics.